going to go over the offensive side of the ball of the same play, but before we do, we're going to go over 4 points that we want to make sure our offensive players are doing. The first thing we've got to know as coaches is that the way we want our players to look at the game is through their own eyes. And so all of the looks we go over are going to be based on vision. So as a player receives the ball and turns their head to see the field, their looks are going to be based on when it will actually happen in the game. The second thing we want to make sure our players understand is that when they catch the ball, they have to move their feet. So if I catch the ball and I'm standing at the point, I want to move to the middle of the field because I've got a player who is coming upfield at me, and if he didn't touch the hat, I can beat him to the middle of the field and get an even better shot than I would have gotten. The third thing that we want our players to begin to do as they get older and older is we want them to integrate advanced skills. So one of the most deadly things on any fast break is a no-look pass, as the point catches the ball, looks down to the bottom right, and skips it through to the bottom left. Because as you're looking, the defense is reacting to what your body is doing, and if you can make that deceptive in any way, you're going to be very dangerous on the offensive side of the ball. The fourth thing is more of just a coaching point. Right now, we're going to be going over all of the passing and shooting looks, but in a real fast break, if a player can dodge at any point in time and really beat somebody, they do have the option to do it, but for now, we're only going to go over the passing and shooting looks. To start, we will have the same righty break. As M1 carries down uncontested, the first look is to score if no one slides. The second is to pass to where the slide comes from. If D2 slides, we'll hit A2. If D3 slides, we'll hit A3. And if D1 slides, we'll hit A1. It's important that players know to read and react and not assume that they're going to get the same thing that they may have seen in practice. Another thing that can happen as M1 is coming down the field is if D1 starts to get into a no man's land position while he's preparing to slide, A1 can call early and receive the ball earlier than M1 gets dangerous and then perform a give and go with M1. This can ruin the defensive expectations and open up a lot of options. In our example, D1 is going to slide, and as he does, M1 is going to pass to A1. As A1 catches the ball, he wants to make sure that he is moving his feet and moving to the middle of the field to put as much pressure on the defense and to screw up D3's approach angle. His first look is through to A2, next is to shoot, and third is down to A3. A3 will be open most of the time, so here we will have him make that pass. As A3 catches the ball moving upfield, his looks are through to M1, over to A2, and then to shoot. Catching the ball moving upfield here is very important because most defensemen come straight across, making it easy to get topside for a good shot. Here, A3 is going to pass to A2. A2 will also catch the ball moving upfield, and this look will almost always be a shot first because if we've moved the ball fast enough, he should be all alone with the goalie. So what drills do we want to do in order to prepare this style fast break? The first one that I really like to do is a stagnant 4v3, where rather than rotating into positions, players are in a box pattern on offense and a triangle on defense, and now we are just playing 4v3 trying to move the ball and score a goal. And so this will teach our players how to read the field, how to read skip lanes. A really good way to modify this drill actually is to make players throw 2 skips before they're allowed to shoot. This will help our offensive players learn how to read the field, and it'll also teach our defensive players how to rotate correctly when in the triangle defense. As players learn how to manipulate the 4v3 pretty well, then we can put them into a more game time situation. And a drill I like to do there is a 3/4 field transition drill where you have 2 lines of middies at the opposite restraining line, and our attack and defense will get in position like they would be if the ball was on our defensive end, and then we can call out offense and defensive players to push transition the other direction. This will make sure that our attackmen are reading a situation and learning to understand if we're in a fast break situation, a slow break situation, a trailer situation, and learning how to read and react to what is actually happening on the field. The last drill I'm going to mention that I really like to use to train our fast break in any offensive transition is a actual clear to transition offensive build-up. So as we go through the progressions, we'll only have one team on the field, and it'll all start with our goalie. And our goalie will clear the ball, and our defense and midfielders will have to actively clear the ball. And as we move the ball upfield, we'll go into different sets. Like if we're in a fast break set, they'll run a fast break at the other end. If we're in our slow break set, they'll run a slow break, and so on, so that our players will get as many reps of running a fast break, slow break, whatever, as perfectly as possible, as many times as possible. Being able to execute on fast breaks and any other style of transition offense can be absolutely devastating to another team who is trying to build momentum. If they're trying to build momentum and you come back with a really quick goal, it will absolutely stop them. And as your players learn how to make these reads and reactions, understand the looks, they'll be better able to execute that when it comes to actually playing in a game. So I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this. I hope that as you saw through all of these looks that you now feel more comfortable and more confident about running fast breaks in your practices and in your game.